Welcome to SkedLIVE. It's Monday, October 24th. I'm Bernadette Fina, and here's what making news today. A man died after a shooting in Dixon Road and Kipling Avenue last night. SkedLine reporter Sam Layden has more on this. Sam?
Hi, I'm Sam Layden with SkedLine News. Here at Windsor Road, just steps away from the Kingsview Village Church, where 23-year-old Mohammed Umar was shot and killed before driving his SUV into someone's home. Police received reports of multiple gunshots in the Dixon and Kipling area around 12:30 a.m. last night. Moments later, police received another report of an SUV colliding with someone's home on Windsor Road. Omar was in the driver's seat with no vital signs and gunshot wounds. He was driven to a local hospital where he was later pronounced dead. There have been 5 shootings in the GTA over the weekend, and police had no comment on any possible connections. Locals were hesitant to say anything for fear of giving their neighborhood a bad reputation. I'm Sam Layden, SkedLine News. Back to you in the studio, Bernadette.
Thank you, Sam. Lead singer of Tragically Hip, Gordie Downey, performed his solo album The Secret Path last night at the Roy Thompson Hall. The Secret Path tells the story of Shani Wanjak, a 12-year-old boy who died trying to escape a residential school in Kenora, Ontario in 1966. The show at Roy Thompson Hall was held to promote Downey's animated movie that goes by the same name. The event was held to raise awareness for Canada Indigenous people. An Ottawa police officer has been charged with discreditable misconduct after online comments were made about the death of Indigenous artist Annie Patuguk. Patuguk was a celebrated artist who had been suffering from alcohol addiction before her death. Patuguk's body was found in Brito River on September 19th. Sergeant Chris Herncheer has been charged. The charge came after a racist online comment saying Patuguk got drunk and fell in the river. Now moving on to sports with Charnel Anderson.
Thanks, Bernadette. Buffalo Buttes forward number 24 Harrison Brown has become the first openly transgender player in the National Women's Hockey League. The league says it's happy to recognize Harrison's name change, and his teammates have been using male pronouns since last season. Harrison told the CBC that he didn't feel like himself when he would be announced as Haley. Despite the name change, Brown's coach and teammates mostly call him Brownie. In more hockey news, if that's what you want to call it, the Toronto Maple Leafs lost again. The Leafs were in the lead until late in the third period on Saturday's game, when the Blackhawks scored 2 goals within 60 seconds, forcing the game into overtime. Jonathan Toews and Artemi Panarin scored in the shootout, giving Chicago a 5-4 win over Toronto. Yesterday, the Edmonton Oilers won 3-0 over the Winnipeg Jets at the 2016 Heritage Classic in Winnipeg. The outdoor game was delayed nearly 2 hours due to glare from the sun, but still ended with the Oilers' 3rd straight win of the series. In soccer news, Toronto wins. Toronto FC defeated Chicago Fire on Sunday, ending the regular season 3rd overall in the Eastern Conference. Toronto missed out on 2nd place by 1 point, meaning they were unable to get in on the first round playoff bye. Toronto FC is set to host the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday. In more soccer news, Chelsea beat Manchester United 4-0 at Stamford Bridge. Following the game, Manchester United's Jose Mourinho accused Chelsea boss Antonio Conte of trying to humiliate him by stirring up crowd support after Chelsea's 4th and final goal. Conte defended himself by saying he has great respect for everyone, including Man U. Next, both teams are headed to the League Cup. That's your sports news for this Monday. Here's Victoria Erikellian with entertainment.
Thanks, Chanel. Starting with the news from post-zombie apocalypse world. With the release of the first episode of The Walking Dead Season 7, the mystery of Negan's victim is now revealed. Earlier, to keep us intrigued, show directors have shot a killing scene for almost every character and let the footage leak one by one. Our reporter Danila Neves got Humber students' reaction to the premiere. Watch out, spoilers might occur.
After a lengthy cliffhanger, The Walking Dead had its Season 7 premiere last night. Fans were left heartbroken and traumatized. We spoke to Walking Dead fans about how they felt who ended up meeting Negan's bat, Lucille, last night. What was your reaction about last night's episode?
It was mostly surprise and then a little bit of sadness, you know? Because you grow up watching the show, you grow up with certain characters, and then all of a sudden they're taken away from you like that. So it's kind of like a part of you is gone now once they're gone. So it's kind of hard, but I think it's going to progress the show really well. So
What was your reaction with last night's episode?
I thought they were going to kill one person, and they had to kill two. The second person had to be my favorite character of all time, Glenn. He was there from season 1, and I always respected him as the best character. I don't know why they had to kill him. I don't even want to watch the show anymore. Kind of hurt me. I feel salty about it. So, yeah.
What was your reaction to the episode last night?
It was very intense. It's very gruesome. Like, I watched it like this the whole time. Yeah, very nerve-wracking.
The season premiere was followed by The Talking Dead, where fans and cast members were able to comfort each other. The next episode will be airing this Sunday at 9 p.m. on AMC.
For his 30th birthday, Drake has decided to give his fans a present. Rapper has released 4 new songs on OVO Sound Radio. He has also announced the release of a new album in December called More Life, The Playlist. Drake has posted a cover art for the upcoming album on Instagram yesterday, which features his father smoking tobacco pipe in a bow tie. Fans are celebrating the big news all over social media. Kanye West threatens to boycott Grammy if Frank Ocean is not nominated. He announced that during a show in Oakland, California on Saturday night. Frank Ocean, American rapper and songwriter, has missed the Grammy submission deadlines, which means he cannot be nominated this year. If Kanye is serious in his intentions, we probably won't see him at the Staples Center this February. Famous American actor and comedian Bill Murray has received the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, one of the most valuable honors in the world of comedy. Murray, who has been waiting for this prize, emotionally thanked his brother Brian for his trust and support. Miley Cyrus took the stage to honor Murray with her rendition of My Way, but she ended up forgetting the words and swearing. Cyrus explained herself, saying she got too stoned. Anonymous artists have posted mock development proposal signs in front of prominent buildings in Toronto. Parody proposals include 40-story building on top of CN Tower, residential units built on top of Ontario Legislature, and Toronto Island's ferry redesign into a floating base for residential tower. In an email comment to Metro News, artists said they feel the development process in the city is completely out of control. And now, back to Bernadette for more news.
Thanks, Victoria. Updates on the U.S. presidential election. According to the latest election polls from 538, Hillary Clinton has now 86.2% chance of winning, with Trump at 13.8%. This huge gap has not always been the case. On the first debate, both candidates were neck and neck, with Clinton leading only 9.6% ahead. But on the third debate, they were far apart on the polls, with Clinton at 87.3% and Trump at 12.6%. Thursday is the deadline of the Canadian-EU trade agreement deal. Canada is giving Belgium time to overcome its opposition to the trade deal. Belgium is holding the rest of the 28 EU members back from signing the deal because a small region called Wallonia says it will be bad for farmers and gives too much power to global corporate interests. Now we have Robert Bellardi on business and technology.
Thanks, Bernadette. Here is your BizTech news. Restaurants Brand International says there will be a 5.5% increase in sales for the Double Double and the Whopper. The owners of Burger King and Tim Hortons say that menu changes and a high demand in the Asia Pacific and Latin American markets will help. In the third quarter this year, shares were 36 cents each and profits rose 86.3 million. RBI's total revenue increases to 1.08 billion since their existence began in 2014. If you think you are going to retire in a few years, time to think again, Canada. The Broadband Institute says we are going to live longer and people are saving less. Almost a third of Canadians over 55 have less than $1,000 for retirement. Deputy Chief Economist Benjamin Tal of CIBC says that the people can work from home in their semi-retirement plans. He also says that young people may never experience it. We all may have to work past 55. Amnesty International states that Snapchat and other apps are a human rights risk. Services such as Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, Google, and smartphones do not have default privacy settings. You must set the privacy yourself. Companies are supposed to install end-to-end encryption to protect your conversations. Amnesty indicates they are not upholding their privacy laws. Cybercriminals and spies will have access to everyone's conversation, exposing what is your freedom of expression rights. Edward Snowden says that when companies have a huge influence in society, they have an opportunity to be the champions for the public. TD Bank Group and its sublet Ameritrade is purchasing all of Scottrade for over $4 billion. The deal will be processed in two parts. TD Bank Group will purchase Scottrade Bank for $1.3 billion in cash, as well as $400 million in equities from TD Ameritrade. Next, TD Ameritrade will purchase Scottrade Financial for $4 billion. As difficult this is to follow along, the important thing is the deal will benefit both companies. In a time where index investing rules the market, the merging of both these corporations allows them to take over the system. It is hoped that this will make it easier for investors. To keep the trades going, AT&T has agreed to purchase Time Warner for $85.4 billion. This will give the company access to HBO, CNN, and Time Warner Bros. Chief Executive Randall Stevenson says that concerns over vertical integrations will be remedied by conditions imposed on the merger. Wall Street analysts do find this risky, given the fact that there is so much up in the air in Washington. This deal will need approval by the U.S. Justice Department. AT&T will decide which licenses will transfer over from Time Warner. Now back to Bernadette for more news.
Thanks, Rob. Around 1,600 migrants have been evacuated from Calais in France as the migrant camps closes. The dismantling of the camp has started today. Around 7,000 migrants lived in the camp, with 2,500 expected to leave by the end of today. Britain has started accepting 1,300 migrants that are deemed vulnerable. 83 soldiers went missing after Boko Haram Islamic extremists attacked northeastern part of Nigeria. According to a CBC report, the soldiers were not equipped to fight back. President Muhammad Buhari promised to better arm Nigerian soldiers when he was elected on March 2015. Ever since the 7-year insurrection of the extremist group, Boko Haram has gained 2.6 million followers from all across Nigeria and neighboring countries. It has been 2 weeks since Iraqi soldiers began their fight to retake the city of Mosul. This second largest city of Iraq fell under the hands of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, better known as ISIL, in 2014. According to a report from Al Jazeera, a few countries are helping out on the fight. Turkey has fired areas currently under ISIL in a town near Moscow as a response to Kurdish fighters for assistance. Here's Alyssa for today's weather.
Thanks, Bernadette. It's starting to feel a lot like fall here in Toronto. We're currently sitting at 7 degrees and with an expected high of 10 degrees. There's also a slight chance of showers and strong winds throughout the day. Today, Halloween goers are getting taste of their weekend weather, with similar temperatures reaching 11 degrees and expected showers on Saturday. If you're wearing a Halloween costume, make sure to bundle up. It's definitely going to be a chilly one. Now let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow will be a chilly one with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 7, feeling more like 3. There's also a 30% chance of showers throughout the day. On Wednesday, the rain stops, but the cold temperatures stick with a high of 6, feeling like 4, and a mix of sun and cloud. Thursday, the temperature will go up slightly to a more seasonal high of 12, and the rain returns with a 90% chance of showers and cloudy skies all day. Friday will start off your Halloween weekend with beautiful fall-like weather with a high of 12 and mainly sunny skies. Heading into the weekend, the rain makes its return for a cloudy and wet Saturday, reaching a high of 10, feeling like 7. Make sure to check skedline.com for your current traffic updates. Now, back to Bernadette in the studio.
Thanks, Alyssa. That's all for today's news. My name is Bernadette Fina, reporting for SkedLIVE.